Here, the grounds are absolutely beautiful. We've seen actually a late change to the Black Ferns, bringing in Tanya Kalunavale in the front row, with open side Kendra Reynolds joining captain Kennedy Simon at number 8. Baylor and Demant are in the halves, and on debut today, Grace Steinmetz at fullback.
Yeah, here come the Black Ferns, and as they run out, you mentioned Kalunivale there in the front row, a late change, and there is some firepower in this team.
Yeah, definitely. You've got, Tui in the back there. Chelsea Semple returns as well at inside centre. She's a huge a lot of experience and a calm head outside Demant as well. And
here's a look at the bench as well. You talk about experience. Well, Charmaine McMenamin, 26 caps for the Black Fern, and on debut, Santo Talmata as well. So a big win last week to the Black Ferns, 52-5 over the Wallaroos, and they will be meeting in 42 days' time in New Zealand as well. Here's a look at this Wallaroos team, Avril. Yeah, for me, Grace Hamilton is the big inclusion at number 8 for the Wallaroos, with 2 debutantes in the back line today, Sioka Bessie Palu at inside centre and Bien Tarita on the wing for the Wallaroos. Yeah, it is a big day for those 2 players, and then you have a look at the bench as well, and there's some firepower to come on late. Ash Masters, Piper Duck, scored the only try for the Wallaroos last week as well. And it was right at the back end. This woman, Shannon Parry, the inspirational leader of the Wallaroos, she'll be leading her team out hopefully in a month and a bit's time at Eden Park. And it is magnificent conditions here at Adelaide Oval for this O'Reilly Cup fixture. The Black Ferns tying it up last week, but the Wallaroos with a point to prove here before Rugby World Cup. Well, it is almost time for the ceremony and proceedings prior to this match. It is going to be a cracking one.
Rosalind Coleman will now deliver a welcome to country, accompanied by Daniel Coleman.
Na Putney, Nakana Minya, Na Mani, Na Rosalind Coleman, Mata Wichananga, Gana Mienyana, Na Wangadi, Mani Na Putney, Gana Yotana, Na Chu Yunga Yakata, Yakanandaya. Welcome. The land that we meet on today is the land of the Ghana people. I would like to pay my respect to my elders, past, present, and those emerging. I would also like to pay my respect to those that are visiting, that is here today from other countries. May our footprints on these ancient lands of the Ghana country and other nations remind us of creation and connectedness in our search to truth-telling. It is the very essence of who we are, our identity to country. I know that this game, the Wallaroos and the Black Ferns, is a very special and important time in welcoming you all here today. Your desire here today is to honour this in the best way that you know how, and that is to remain focused, courageous and committed to the task that is set before you with pride and passion as you play in the spirit of the game that you love. I wish both teams all the best. Go the Wallabies, Wallaroos, and good luck the Black Ferns as you represent your country today. Natalia, thank you.
The national anthem of New Zealand will now be performed by Jeremy Tatchell, followed by the national anthem of Australia to be performed by Lisa Conizano.
They are pumped from every vantage point here at Adelaide Oval. And also joining us in commentary today is former Wallaby Morgan Turanui. Morgs, a great occasion.
It certainly is. And you see the last frame of the anthem, Emily Chancellor. You see how much it means. The opportunity and responsibility is the lovely attitude of this Wallaroos team. The opportunity to do what's never been done before against the New Zealand team, and the responsibility to bear that coat of arms and those colours with distinction.
Okay, almost set for the challenge from the Black Ferns. Both teams advancing to the 10-metre lines. A real intensity, Avril Mitchell, before this one.
Yeah, I've got goosebumps, Swaney. That was probably the most impressive haka I've seen this particular group of Black Ferns do to date. What an incredible sight here, and yeah, absolutely awesome scenes to start this game.
Arahiana Marino Tohinu leading that particular challenge. Amber McLaughlin is taking the whistle today. Big occasion for the referees ahead of Rugby World Cup 2021 also. Their final hit out. It'll be the Wallaroos kicking off here at Adelaide Oval.
I'm not sure if we've got a shot of the flags here, but there's quite a strong left to right behind the Wallaroos here in this first half.
And we'll be running with the wind for the first 40. The Wallaroos. Time on. Wallaroos v Black Ferns. And Arabella McKenzie sends it down to Black Ferns captain Kennedy Simon, taking it into first contact. And right away, Brunt goes for a run as well. Here's the late inclusion. Kaluni Vale. And a penalty advantage. Inside ball from Baylor. Leti Inga, who had such a huge game last week. And the Black Ferns can keep it tight. Kaluni Vale. Inside ball to Love. Just trying to keep her up off the deck. Baylor, Demant. And that one lost forward by Steinmetz on debut, but it is an early penalty to the Black Ferns.
Okay. Number 12 offside. Never back.
Yeah, playing under advantage there, so a quick let-off for the Black Ferns.
There's the lost forward by Grace Steinmetz, but chance to take play down to halfway.
Line.
Right on halfway we are.
They're inside their half.
A minute into this one.
Line's the mark.
Big game here at Adelaide Oval for these two sides. 42 days. They will meet again for the fourth time in 2022. Taken at the top by Bremner, and they set up the maul. And getting a good shove on early. Connor in control, and they keep trucking it down the far touchline. Taylor out the back for Kulunivale, and another penalty advantage. So the Wallaroos need to watch their early discipline. Bremner brings it back in field. Pick and go from Nan Wu, looking to get the arms free.
You'll find their number 6 in the
Whistle
side.
goes.
Side entry to the maul.
Yeah, set piece is a real work on for the Wallaroos. Just a little bit in from the side there from Emily Chancellor, but that maul was heading forward at a rapid pace of knots. So the Wallaroos are really going to have to work to control that. Otherwise, they'll walk them downfield all day.
We do have Emily Chancellor on player cam today.
Nice throw.
So make
Jeez.
sure you
Make sure you come from the
tune
back,
into
big
that
girls.
one. And that was a high shot as well from Arabella McKenzie. So Black Ferns in great attacking position here.
Girls, you hold your mark. Come in and set for me.
52-5 the score last week. The Black Ferns 3 minutes in. Inside the Wallaroos 22. Brought down by Nan Wu, and they set up that maul again. Connor in control. And they are heading forward at a rate of knots here. The breaks out now, and Chancellor again. Penalty advantage for the Black Ferns. Chancellor again just sliding around the side of that one. They've got a free crack here, the Black Ferns. And that one lost forward, but another whistle. Now I'll get a talking to. It's only 3.5 minutes in.
Got 2 more penalties against your number 6. She's coming in and changing a bind and getting onto that back person. She needs to stay at the back and drive through.
And you also, when they're coming through, it's actually not being truck and trailer.
No, it's all right, that's fine. I'm happy with them at the moment. I need your 6 to come from the right position. Is it here, Maggie?
That's
Thank
fair
you.
from the referee. That is absolutely. Well, what she said is Emily
Side
Chancellor,
entry floor.
rather than coming through the middle of players there, she's actually slid over the top with her shoulder, which you're not allowed to do. But, you know, would have been good if she got away with it.
Lines the mark.
Em Chancellor on player cam today.
In and set,
So
girls.
a real opportunity here for New Zealand. Nanwu again brings it down, and again it's Connor setting this maul up. She breaks away this time, so the Wallaroos over the top, and they win the penalty. Clutch play. Chancellor gets it right this time.
Third time's the charm, Swaney. That's outstanding work from Emily Chancellor. I was going to say before, I hope your player cam's got extra batteries, because she just gets through an absolute mission of work in a game, and that's great work from the blindside flanker.
So Arabella McKenzie takes play up outside the 22.
The first 4 minutes are exactly the way the last week's game went. The discipline of the Wallaroos is tested, as is their defence at set piece and multi-phase. What they have been very good at, and Emily Chancellor first and foremost, has been over the ball at breakdown. And look at possession territory. It's pretty damning.
Adiana Talakai goes to the back. Chancellor wins it nicely. McKenzie, Hamilton winding up. Talk about teams with a point to prove and players with a point to prove. Grace Hamilton will be out there proving she's the best 8 in the country. Steinmetz finds Tui. Across to Semple, and Semple tucks it under the arm. Tui in at scrum half, and Bremner around the corner. And the Black Ferns in controlling possession nicely. Kalunivale. And it was out, so pressure on here. Parry looking to drive over the top. And that one's lost forward, so an advantage for the Wallaroos.
Play the knock on.
And we'll pack a scrum. So good pressure in defence there from the Aussies.
Yeah, lovely transition into attack from the Black Ferns there, caught on the full, and then they had their whole back line down here on the close side of the field, but a fantastic pressure defensively and urgency from the Wallaroos to force that error.
So first scrum of the afternoon. It was a real work on this week for the Wallaroos as well. They were dominated by the Black Ferns last week at scrum time.
Bind. Set.
Sanger has to get this out quickly and does well. And straight into attack is Tarita on debut, Bien Tarita. Hamilton running it towards centre field. McKenzie, Fredericks, a little show and go from Georgie Fredericks. She's been impressive this year. Georgie Fredericks in the 13 jersey for the Wallaroos, and Hamilton with another carry. Using that physicality that we know she is so good at. Chancellor down the right tram tracks, and here's Tarita into the 22. Good continuity here for the Wallaroos.
Advantage is over.
McKenzie, wide ball to Leonard.
Your advantage.
Fredericks. Now wide is Hiliae Rasambale looking to get the arms free. Wong. Hamilton.
You've got advantage, 9.
Lining up for another one. Now they have advantage. Here's Kapani. The local. Emotional day for her.
Okay, cool.
McKenzie. And Bessie Palu loses that one forward, but the penalty right in front here for the Wallaroos. That was some continuity from the Aussies.
Yeah, outstanding work. I'll be shocked if they don't go for points here.
Number 3 offside.
The wide ball to Chancellor, who made the initial break and got Tarita on the outside. Morgan Turanui.
Shot call.
They're already much more encouraging from the Wallaroos. They found space down the edges and got them on the front foot. We know that there's good ball carries in the middle of the park. Grace Hamilton, Eva Karpani, even Adiana Talakai, who's just receiving some treatment at the moment. But that's exactly the way Coach Jay Tregoning would have wanted to see his team start the match. As he said, Avril, an interesting decision here. They're going to go to the line. Probably know it's going to be a shootout. They conceded 8 tries last week. Maybe 3's not enough. I can understand what you're thinking. Strike first in a test match.
Yeah, just get points on the board, especially when your set piece hasn't been fantastic and your hooker's down getting treatment.
It was a nice kick to the line from Bella McKenzie. Got it 5 out. So the score is 0-0 here at Adelaide Oval. So Adiana Talakai just getting some attention. Ash Masters on the bench. Avril, you know all these players all too well.
Yeah, Adiana brings a lot of stability at set piece. She's a really physical player.
So it'll be a line out, 5 out from the Black Ferns line. 0-0 the score, 8.5 gone, and this is a huge opportunity for the Wallaroos. Hit the target through Leonard, and a nice little play back down the front to Lafai. And the ball's on the deck. Here's Batabasanga. Pessi Palu. With the leg drive, Pessi Palu. That one laid back, went backwards. Patu, this is her range. Liz Patu, the experienced Wallaroo. Pick and go from the Aussies. They're close. Now Betty Basanga wants it. McKenzie, Fredericks, holds it up. And it'll be lost over the line from Bien Tarita. They were playing penalty advantage, so 5 points goes begging for the Wallaroos, but they'll get another crack at it.
Number 8 offside. Never back.
Beautiful distribution from the Wallaroos there. Lovely sucking in players. I'm surprised they didn't get a penalty from that collapsed maul. I thought that was pretty hard done by, but you can see that it worked, so they're going to go to the same spot.
Oh, and Tarita on debut. Almost a dream start for her.
Yeah, both debutantes have had a little fumble in the first minutes of this game, but you know that's your first touch of Test rugby, and you got to do all the little things right.
So Talakai, take 2. They hit Chancellor. Around the corner they go. Patu winding up. Oh! And a big collision. Here's Hamilton. I think it's Semple who's still down for the Black Ferns. Wallaroos pick and go. Still a big chance for the Aussies. Patu. Now Betabasanga wants it. McKenzie again. Here's Fredericks. Fredericks. This time Tarita scores! A dream start for the Wallaroos. A dream debut for Bien Tarita.
Outstanding. That is so great from the Wallaroos. A little bit unlucky for the Black Ferns, who Chelsea Semple still not right on the other side of the field, but a fantastic try on debut for Bien Tarita, who is an absolute rocket. Lovely distribution from Arabella McKenzie, and arguably one of the players of the year for the Wallaroos. Georgina Fredericks delivers a beautiful final pass to set that one up.
It's the option out the back from Arabella McKenzie, providing time and space, and Tarita, classy sevens player on debut this season with the mighty Australian sevens team. She wasn't wasting that second opportunity. And they didn't take the 3, Avril, but they've got 5 with a chance of 7. That's all. I tell you what, being in commentary with me, you'll get used to it, that's for sure. But a great start from the Wallaroos. The resistance on their own line. Yes, giving away penalties, but crucial turnovers, and then to be able to go up the other end and strike straight away with their first 22 entry.
10 minutes into her Test career, and Bien Tarita scores. She's had a dream year. Aussie Sevens debut this year. A couple of tries. She's a World Sevens champ as McKenzie slots this one from the sideline. It's 7-0. The Aussies lead the Kiwis. Here's another look at the collision. Patu running into Semple with some venom and a head clash. And Semple is still down in back play. We do hope she's okay.
Yeah, she got treatment and care straight away from both doctor and physio for the New Zealand team. They were straight in there to look after her.
Yeah, it's not just that first knock that she's got. It's probably partially when she hits the ground there, and you see that classic concussion mechanism where, you know, that stiffens up quite a bit. But, you know, really leading from the front, Emily Chancellor and Grace Hamilton taking 4 runs in the first 10 minutes. She averages something like 20 carries a game.
And so they're looking at, unfortunately, I think they're looking at foul play as well.
Yeah, another...
See here, coming in high. Sorry, Swaney, coming in high, no dip. She might end up with a red, even though she's leaving the field.
That would be extremely harsh, but it's a...
It's a soak tackle situation. She's planted, not advancing. We hope they'll just go. This is a head knock. Reminder that leading into the World Cup, it's not 20-minute red cards. It is a full red card if it happens. And that is what they're looking at.
Yeah.
I hope she's okay. She's walking off the field.
She's one of the stalwarts of this team. She's been a really important part of their midfield for quite some time, and that's really unlucky for the Black Ferns.
Well, direct force is coming from...
So the ref's just conferring here.
But that'll be it, whether the force is coming from the Wallaroos or...
I mean, Liz Patu does run into contact.
Patu's leading definitely with her head there, making contact.
Yeah, that doesn't matter though. She's the ball carrier. It's obliged for
so it's
Chelsea
direct
Semple.
Contact.
Yeah,
the full
to
power
dip.
of the shift is passive in the contact. And the force does come from the goal player, but still head on head. So it's going to be a yellow card for the 13. Yeah.
Well, they've mitigated down from a red.
So they just don't have that sub coming on.
So for 10 minutes, the Black Ferns will play with 14. Chelsea Semple, even though she left the field.
So she's gone off for HIA, so you just don't get replacements for her at the moment.
There you go. Amber McLaughlin explaining it for
Time
us.
back on.
So 7-0. Wallaroos leading the Black Ferns. And that one is well done in the air. Letty Inga just loses it though. It was pinpoint kickoff, but it'll be a Wallaroos scrum.
Gee, it's, you know, it might be just what the Wallaroos need to get that momentum early on and really get some self-belief in this team to get a result here today.
But they need to play now. They've got numerical advantage in this back line. You see the front 3 defensively for the Black Ferns back line. And Ruby Tui, he's hedging her bets whether she has to cover some kick space as well. A full Wallaroos back line ready to launch if this scrum right here can be stable on the right-hand side.
You go, hold back over here. Both teams. Second rows, hold them back.
Got to see Bien Tarita in behind the scrum right now. Just take the ball nice and flat if the scrum allows, and have some straighter runners with Arabella McKenzie as an option out the back to provide width for this Wallaroos back line.
Bind. Set.
Magnificent pictures you're getting here. And Sunga Channel 1 ball nicely done. Here's Tarita, the try scorer, taking it up for a one-off carry. Here's Lafai. Tassi Lafai, converted centre, so knows how to run with the ball in hand. Playing in the second row now. Here's Fredericks, who's just been brilliant, and again makes meters. And Fredericks is away! One to beat. Uses that footwork. Into the 22 she goes. McKenzie, Hamilton, looking to suck in that defence. Over the top they go. Black Ferns turn it over.
Oh, with this huge, there's about 5 on 2 on this close side here. So unfortunate.
Here's the break from Fredericks, who every touch she's made a winner so far. And takes it up into the 22. Demant.
It's a spot where Arabella McKenzie needs to stand up for the Wallabies. Offline break. Lily Butterbasanga, she almost threw it into the retreating New Zealand players, but Arabella needs comms from the outside and to make the right decision. You mentioned the 5 on 2 out wide. Rare opportunity against the Black Ferns, need to be taken.
And this is something that the Wallaroos have struggled with. They can get great go forward, but retaining possession once they have that territory has been difficult.
And looking to get the ball away was Simon. Go back to the short side to Tui, who thumps it downfield. No one in behind. And Pilia Rasambale and Wong. Wong gets back there in the end. She did well, Ivania Wong. There was no one in the backfield. Ruby Tui with the great option. And the Wallaroos under the pump all of a sudden. McKenzie finds touch.
Gee, if that doesn't just turn the possession on a dime there, that's a great individual play. And if you know you've got the pace, not a bad option.
Yeah, Wong had to really scurry, didn't she?
Well, that's a genuine try-saving piece of work there from Ivania Wong. Really poor backfield coverage from the Wallaroos. They've got a full back one. They've got to make sure they can't give space away and easy pressure-relieving options to a class player like Ruby Tui.
And one in the air by Roos. Demant. Simon across to Steinmetz, and racing up on Steinmetz was Bien Tarita. Connor. Settling carry. Baylor. Nanwu. She is a damaging ball carrier. Demant. Nice little ball for Brunt. Roos again. Kavana Malkalani. Roos. Here's Demant. Tui again puts it onto the toe. And it sits up off the deck, and Ruby Tui again picks it up. A slips catch there from McKenzie on Adelaide Oval. But the whistle goes.
Number 4 offside.
But the reflex catch.
Number 4 offside.
McKenzie here. There it is. Shades of Mark Taylor.
She's played a bit of cricket in her day, Arabella McKenzie, in addition to being the Minister for Defence for the Wallaroos.
Oh, scrum. Scrum call.
So it'll be a scrum to the Black Ferns. The Wallaroos have been under a little bit of pressure here at scrum time.
Really interesting tactical option here, Avril. I'd love your opinion on it, because they could have taken 3 points. They could have chewed up 90 seconds of the yellow card. If they have a dominant scrum, well, they're just going to win a penalty anyway. And they're at a disadvantage numerically in backline on backline. So we can just see what they try and do here. Do they isolate Ruby Tui one-on-one to the right-hand side to try and take on Ivania Wong on the outside?
Yeah, I think they're going to fold right here. Steinmetz on that outside and Tui sitting right behind the scrum. Oh, maybe left.
Defensive scrum from the Wallaroos. Baylor to Letty Inga. Over the top goes Fredericks.
Off 13.
Baylor to Kalunivale. Black Ferns into the 22, they go. Hands. Grace Hamilton stays solid. Still there for the Black Ferns. Tanya Kalunivale, the little pick and go.
You can see out here on this left side, I think Ruby Tui is going to back herself.
Here you go, the Black Ferns keeping it tight though. Still Connor, the pick and go. Whistle goes.
One's gone straight down, but it's got 2 offside.
So this is a gift 3 points if they want it. The Black Ferns here.
Okay, shot called.
And they'll point to the sticks.
For all the reasons you said it as well, Morgs, that's absolutely the right decision for them and gets that scoreboard ticking away.
Down the field. Yeah, we're all midfield as well.
I suppose the other side of it's interesting for the Wallaroos. Perhaps this is the option they wouldn't mind either. They'll concede 3 instead of 5 or 7, and they'll be able to go and kick off down the other end and oblige the Black Ferns to come out of their own zone.
And you can see the difference in the kicking. Demant just making sure she gets that ball out, but really facing a strong headwind. And Arabella McKenzie, who has a big boot to start with, absolutely pounding them downfield.
So they don't get much easier than this for Rue Demant. And 3 points it is for the Black Ferns. They are on the scoreboard. It is 7 points to 3. So the Wallaroos still holding on to a lead. Great start for the Aussies after conceding 50 last week. Kayla Leonard barking orders out there, as is M. Chancellor. McKenzie. Deep restart. Down to Brunt. And Brunt beats the first and second. Baylor. Love out the back to Demant, and here's Ruby Tui. Tui gets it wide to Bremner, and Bremner takes it over halfway. Chancellor's in and wins the turnover. M. Chancellor read that play beautifully.
Yeah, lovely and quick over the ball, relieving pressure. That's fantastic. M. Chance has had a fantastic start to this game.
They gave away a couple of early penalties, but now has really worked her way into this one. Rugby World Cup 42 days away, where these two sides will meet on October 8th. Really looking forward to this one. Eden Park is a sellout for that opening fixture. That one pilfered in the air by the Black Ferns, so they win one back. And it's put on the toe. Tarita does well under the high ball. And again caught high. This time she gets her knee down to the deck. It comes short side through Palu, who straightens up. Bessie Palu on debut. Some good early touches. Yeah, Russambale goes out to Lafayette. And Lafayette backing into the contact. McKenzie, Fredericks, and this time Tui rushes up. Doesn't want to give Georgie Fredericks any time and space. And the Black Ferns driving over, and that's been turned over. Good physicality from the Kiwi side. Nan Wu pops it off the deck to Demant. And Demant looking for the support. Brilliant offloading game from the Black Ferns. Ruse. Oh, and that is huge contact. Hamilton on Reynolds. Boom. Ball still in Black Ferns' possession, though. That one has gone forward off a Wallaroo's hand. It'll be a knock-on only. Wasn't deliberate from Bessie Palu.
Okay. Quick water. Yellow card return.
Again, the Black Ferns just getting there in numbers.
Yeah, that really strong front row coming over, but it's things like this, and that's Reynolds as well at number 7, who's a really physical, excellent player for the Black Ferns, but plays like that where Grace Hamilton leads from the front, really leads with her actions.
All right, the score is 7 points to 3. The Wallaroos leading. So this is one of the scheduled water breaks, a new innovation by World Rugby. We're going to have a look at the Wallaroos try again, Avril, and it was just nice distribution, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely beautiful. Arabella McKenzie has a lovely pass, always has plenty of time with the ball. And, yeah, Georgie Fredericks, just class.
A finish there from Tarita. And it is 7 points to 3 after this scheduled water break. It'll be a scrum to the Black Ferns. And they are in great attacking position here. So the Wallaroos have had their chances this half and converted one of them. Their 7th test match of 2022. They've had just the one win against Fijiana back in May.
New Zealand back to 15. As expected, Chelsea Semple failing her HIA, even if they bothered to do one. Thankfully, we saw her walking from the field in the care of the medical staff, but she'll play no further part in the match.
So Hazel Tubic comes on for the Black Ferns.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
And that one is out for Simon. And tackle made by the Wallaroos pack. This time they're looking to keep Demant off the ground.
Step back, step back.
He can go from Roos. Keeping it tight. The captain shifts it to Love. Penalty advantage. Wallaroos just creeping off the line.
4 or 5, step back, sorry.
Kalunivale standing over the top. Again, another offside. Wallaroos' discipline really needs to be worked on here. Through the middle goes Connor. And now they have momentum. Roos is a metre out. Demant holds it up for Brunt. A try-saving tackle, but they pick and go. Very close, the Black Ferns. And there it is. It'll be Luca Connor who'll get the 5-pointer for the Black Ferns.
Yeah, Luca Connor, she's been fantastic for the Black Ferns as well. She's come in and filled that gap left by, iconic hooker Farmasili, and really just made it her own. She's going from strength to strength, and the Black Ferns have been coming through the ruck, so they've been sort of stepping over other players a little bit, right near close. Try saver from Grace Hamilton the play before, but just not quick enough off the line, the Wallaroos, to stop powerful Connor getting over.
So Luca Connor, her 8th cap for the Black Ferns, and she gets a 5-pointer here at Adelaide Oval. It'll be Demant taking the kick to take the Black Ferns to a 10-7 lead. It's been a really tight first half hour here at Adelaide Oval, and Demant over the black dot. So the Black Ferns lead 10 points to 7 in the 27th minute.
They've managed the period post the yellow card exceptionally well. They actually won 3-0 that 10-minute period, and as soon as they got to 15 on 15, they have struck.
McKenzie again looking deep. This one dropped right onto the 22, and Aleti Inga fields it. Baylor. Love. His brother again. And Tubic, a little chip. Pass out to Ruby Tui, and Tui shown the sideline. McKenzie makes the tackle. Nanwu. Wrestled to the ground by Lafai. Here's Kalunivale. Nice little inside ball there to her front row partner in Love. Here's Tubic. Oh, the missed tackle there on Roos gives her an extra 15 metres upfield. Baylor. Kalunivale, who's been brilliant this afternoon. That one lost forward though, but again we were paying.
Give me the number.
Penalty advantage.
Okay. Number 4. Number 4.
Atasi Lafai.
Too many offsides.
So Atasi Lafai will spend 10 in the sin bin. A yellow card to the Wallaroos.
Offside.
And it was
That's right, we'll kick for touch and they can join.
just too many infringements.
Yeah, Tasi Lafai paying the price for a bit of a team yellow card there, so she'll have a little rest for 10 minutes and come back on. She's made some strong carries, some courageous tackles, so looking forward to having her back on the field.
Dangerous period of time here for the Wallaroos. Morgs. Black Ferns have really got some front football now.
It's important Shannon Parry has a chat to her team. That's 7 penalties plus 5 penalty advantages, and about, I would say, 4/5 of them are offside. They've got to take half a step. The Wallaroos, their tackling's been great. And as we mentioned, their challenging over the ball has been excellent. They get their fold right and their disciplinary right. They're actually looking very, very good defensively against this impressive Black Ferns team.
But it's got to stop happening.
So, coming off the field, looks like Kennedy Simon coming from the field, which is a big blow.
Girls, let's open up.
Their co-captain.
Black, let's go.
Gee, it's not too bad bringing McMenamin on for her there.
Yeah, Charmaine McMenamin, the vastly experienced
Come set your line.
campaigner. Yeah,
Gee, that's sad for the Black Ferns captain there.
Kennedy Simon.
Here we come, in set.
Been brilliant for them today thus far. So Charmaine McMenamin comes on. It's well won in the air. And Baylor, Tubic, and winding up was Reynolds. Up the back they go. Connor rather has to go back and field that one. It's on the ground. Letty Inga sends it in field to Roos. Wallaroos getting off the line. Again, they have to be careful of offside. Kapani. That one lost forward off Eva Kapani's hand, so an advantage here. And Ruby Tui drops it inside to Reynolds. 5 out. Tubic. And Kalunivale loses that one forward, so it'll be a Wallaroos scrum. It was only a scrum advantage to the Black Ferns. They survive. The score is the Black Ferns leading 10 points to 7.
Come on.
Tui with a lovely little ball inside to Reynolds, who had a carry just on the other side of the field only a phase before, so she's working hard, Kendra Reynolds.
I will say, just absolute outstanding effort there from Georgina Friedrichs, and Grace Hamilton actually got over there from the opposite 15.
Yeah, the old flick pass there from Ruby Tui. Sonny Bill Williams joining our coverage later. Here's Shannon Parry getting some attention.
Speaking of flick passes.
Yeah. Later on, this double header here at Adelaide Oval. Daytime double header. You don't see those too often, and it's brilliant. Australia playing South Africa.
And Adelaide has just absolutely turned it on for the Wallabies and the Wallaroos. Everything's green and gold. Everyone's getting around it. There's flags everywhere. It's fantastic.
As we say, a real festival of rugby.
Crouch.
Vania Wong joining the scrum there.
Set.
Big scrum from the Black Ferns, and they win the penalty. Baylor looking to go quickly.
9 back here.
Off the mark.
Collapsing.
Tell you what, Grace Hamilton having to work overtime at the back of that scrum to try and win it.
Yeah, it looks like maybe what they've done is they've shifted Emily Chancellor into the second row to compensate for Lafai being out. Probably looking at another maul here.
There's Savania Wong there with her right shoulder behind Liz Partu. Not enough weight, unfortunately, behind Liz to resist the Black Ferns coming through the middle. Definitely not a winger's fault. No business being in there.
The scrum has been a work on. Last week they really struggled at scrum time, the Wallaroos. One in the air by Nanwu. Around the corner comes Connor. Baylor. Demant. Demant beats the first tackle. 4 metres out. Connor. Bremner. Inside ball. Here it is for Brunt. And a pick and go. Looking for number 2 was Connor. It's still there for the Black Ferns. And Kalu Nivale held out. Wallaroos really desperately holding their line here. Now Love driven back in the tackle by Kapani. Quick ball, and that one's lost forward by Letty Inga. And it'll be a Wallaroos scrum. They survive somehow.
Absolute courage and determination from the Wallaroos there. That's the kind of effort we want to see from our Australian teams in Australia. Outstanding.
That shot there from Eva Kapani, driving Love back, and then
Number 1, number 3.
desperate tackle on the wing. So Kapani coming off. Actually 2 front row replacements for the Wallaroos. Just half an hour in, the bomb squad. Come on. Robinson and O'Gorman.
Can someone explain to me why front row changes are called the bomb squad?
It's
now?
a good question.
Right,
I think the Springboks might have.
I love the tactical nous here from Jay Trigoni. He's just changing the picture for the referee. These are tactical substitutions. If there's any injuries in that front row in those prop positions, he can bring back Partu and Karpani later on. Must say the 4 phases of defence there from the Wallaroos were absolutely outstanding. The best I've seen this year. If you're Jay Trigoning, if you're Scott Fave, if you're the coaching staff, you're bottling that attitude.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
And Hamilton does well. That was a good, better scrum from the Wallaroos, so it's worked that time. The scrum replacements, and Mackenzie finds touch. I've got to say, I'm sitting here next to former Wallaroo Avril Mitchell, whose mouth is wide open, can't quite understand those replacements so early, but a tactical thing, obviously.
Well, yeah, I actually agree with Morgs. I think that if the intention is if there's an injury to O'Gorman or Robinson, that you can bring them back on, but 30 minutes into a game, replacing your entire front row, definitely your workhorse front row is on now, but yeah, a surprise.
So Connor hits the target at 6. Nicely done. Tubic in at first receiver, and McMenamin winding up. Shannon Parry all over this one and wins the penalty. The captain gets over one.
Nice duo here in the tackle. Chancellor goes ball and all. Might not roll away quick enough for some referees, but Parry with that picture over the ball, that lifting motion validated by the referee. And maybe Avril, interestingly, the number of 42, which are the days to the World Cup, is that an influence possibly for the coaching staff wanting to get a look, play the long game?
Oh, and Aisha Letty Inga just about batted that one back in. Sorry, Avril.
Yeah, they've had a look at everyone pretty extensively over the past sort of 6 games. Yeah, I'm definitely surprised. Just Yeah, I'm surprised.
Maybe some game management practice, you got to say, ahead of the World Cup. That one goes over the top of everyone, and O'Gorman has to win it at the back. Hamilton comes around the corner. Really working hard, Grace Hamilton. In double figures for tackles already, and almost carries as well. Chancellor takes play up towards halfway. Wallaroos having to win their ball. It's tough work. Here's Robinson. Emily Robinson, an experienced campaigner also. Hamilton looks out wide to Fredericks. Oh, they really shut her down. Brunt came out of the line and smashed Georgie Fredericks, and the Black Ferns driving over and winning the penalty.
Not back feet. You need
Parry
to come back
was
around.
in from the side to try and salvage that. Georgie Fredericks calling for the TMO, thought that was high, and probably has some
Under the tackle, so no high shot.
rights to it. A quick tap in the cross kick, falls into the hands of Tarita, and Tarita with a good carry, getting the Wallaroos out of trouble. Oh, the pressure there on Palu, and she loses it forward, and it'll be a Black Fern scrum.
Yeah, Tarita, she's a big body, she's rapid, she's really quick, and just quite a laid-back attitude, which is exactly what you want for a debut. And she's had an excellent start to this game. Lovely footwork, beautiful palm, and finally brought down there. And the issue's just there with Pilia Rasambale just coming off her feet, allowing the Black Ferns to come through that ruck legally and disrupt the number 9, Badabasanga, I think, Palu there. So, yeah, just needs to hold her feet to secure that ruck.
Fine. Set.
Ball pops out the back for McMenamin. It's untidy for the Black Ferns, and Letty Inga, she's so strong in contact. Takes play back up to the advantage line. Connor pops the ball to Demard, back to Connor. Connor ducks the head, and Robinson has to get out of there. Does well. Baylor. Ball off the deck, and Tubic under pressure. Now McMenamin has to get the ball away. Steinmetz and Reynolds, eventually puts it down, but it goes backwards, and Ruby Tui tidies up. McMenamin. Chancellor there, over the ball, looking to turn it over.
No, 6.
Told to leave it alone, and gets the penalty advantage now. And what footwork there from Brunt. Kalu Nivale pops it up to Nanwu. And Nanwu fighting for that extra metre. That one. Whistle goes. Again, we're going to have another chat.
We had early penalties against your girls rolling. Had another one slowing the ball, and then you play there as well. We need you to get out of there, out to the side, not through the halfback's channel.
So Atasi Lafai is back on the field now. It's a full complement.
I've got this one here as well.
Again, a
7 not rolling.
penalty
Okay,
to the
scrum
Black
call.
Ferns. And the scrum is called.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. You've got a really dominant scrum.
So
Where you are.
Emma McLaughlin was just explaining to Shannon Parry to roll away east-west, not north-south, and Shan just...
And look, I
there.
think Shan would have been all right if the halfback hadn't made contact with her. I think she wasn't intentionally impeding play, but you can see they put Grace Hamilton on the blind side on these scrums, which gives 6 and 7 a quicker opportunity away. I'd be switching her to the side where everyone is. She's been defensively outstanding.
And that's a better scrum from the Wallaroos. It's gone straight up, though.
Both teams are up. Reset. Black ball.
So it's still Black Ferns ball, but the scrum, since O'Gorman and Emily Robinson have popped onto the field, has a little bit better.
Let's hit nice and
Yeah,
straight
honestly,
for the
they
girls.
work better actually split up. So
Black
it works
ball,
better,
reset,
Patu
up.
O'Gorman
I'm just coming this side.
and Karpani Robinson. Just because they're slightly different in the way they play, you've got then a power prop and a work rate prop, whereas at the moment we've got 2 work rate props, and when we started the game, 2 power props.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Wallaroos need right now is a set piece prop. And Janet's better. Pops off for McMenamin. They go blind. Tui chips. Chancellor wins it. No mark called. So it's play on. Parry has to scramble and does well to pick it up and win that ball for the Wallaroos. Half-time siren has sounded and Mackenzie puts the ball into touch. So a tight first half here at Adelaide Oval between these old rivals, Australia and New Zealand. It is the Black Ferns leading the Wallaroos, 10 points to 7.
How good is that?
The wait is over. Sevens is back.
Up he goes. And can you believe it? Oh, terrific skill set. He is outstanding in the game of sevens. Left loads.
It's all power, pace, and party.
Unbelievable. Can he get there? What a run. He gets it over.
HSBC World Rugby 7 Series, live on Sky Sport.
8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi. Definitely slower. Yes. We're saving so much planet right now.
Whatever you want to save, see how ANZ can help.
There is nothing like a Crown for picking it up and putting it down.
Crown electric lift trucks are built tough to handle any job. And for manoeuvrability, Crown electric lift trucks are designed to get it done faster. Best of all, Crown electric lift trucks are safer for the environment with no harmful gas emissions. Crown electric lift trucks, tough on the inside, gentle on the outside. There is nothing like a Crown.
Hey, Jimmy, you're riding with Rodney.
Far out, big Rod, eh?
Everyone gets Rodney on their first day.
Hop in, mate. Don't worry about these bum holes.
They're good guys.
Yeah, the guys always joke, man. I like to be on site before they've even left the base, but, you know, I like to get there early, have a muffin, relax. You like muffins? Oh, I just got a new V8. Not a bogey green one, though. Hey, let's take the scenic route, eh? It's longer, but I make it fun. That's why the guys, they do paper, scissors, rock to see who comes with me.
Because no one wants to go with that other dude you guys work with, eh? The one we're having a crack at this morning.
Who, Grubby Aaron?
Oh, no, you know, the guy that's always gunning it. No one wants to ride with him. Yeah. Oh, man, he's got a V8 too.
Hey, no one else has a V8.
At Sky, we do our best to comply with the broadcasting codes of practice. But if you think we've breached a standard, you can send us a formal complaint. You'll need to mention the name of the program, the date and time it aired, and the standard you think has been breached within 20 working days of the broadcast. Send your letter to this address or go to sky.co.nz/complaints. We'll review the complaint and get back to you once a decision has been made.
Happy birthday, mate.
It's your bowel screening test. I've done mine.
Pusso, you've got this.
Pull the stick from the text, put it in the poo. Just follow the pictures.
You can put it.
Put in the bottle, put on the date. Don't delay or procrastinate. You can save the day. Early detection can save the day. Ooh, yeah!
Go Harvey Norman for great deals on coffee machines. Delicious cafe quality coffee at the touch of a button with Breville's Oracle Touch automatic coffee machine. Save over $450 plus bonus barista pack. Or the DeLonghi La Specialista Arte coffee machine, giving you complete control to create your perfect coffee. Just $6.49. And the sleek DeLonghi Nespresso Latissimo 1 capsule coffee machine, only $3.59. Plus, no interest and no repayments for 2 years. Shop Harvey Norman today.
The Cadbury Netball Series Tiny Jamison Trophy, live Sky Sport.
Cowgirl Test Rugby is back at Adelaide Oval for the first time in 18 years. And Australia and New Zealand, they have been absolutely putting on a show in the first 40 minutes. Just 3 points in it. New Zealand with their nose in front at halftime, leading 10 points to 7. Time to have a look at the Isuzu D-Max key moment with Alana Ferguson and Drew Mitchell. And we had our debutante. Everyone was cheering on her on. We thought she's going to cross here for a try. She would have wanted the earth to swallow her up.
Yeah, look, this is a tough one. You don't get them too much easier, especially on debut. You want to get over there and get a good early touch and get a try. But she had another opportunity just moments later, almost an identical play. But like Georgie Frederick said, they look really good when they get down that part of the field. But Bian Tarita, she's had a really strong opening 40 minutes. Obviously, she'd love to have that moment back. But like I said, she got that opportunity and she took it the second time.
I thought Bella McKenzie was really impressive in both of those opportunities. They obviously scored on them the second time, but her work and bringing in the back line and the options that she's chosen, pretty unbelievable.
Yeah, the Wallaroos, they are well and truly in this fight. Let's head to Justin Harrison and Morgan Turanui on the sideline. Guys, how did you see that first half?
Well, it was really encouraging, wasn't it, in patches from the Wallaroos? You asked them to defend well. There's been that in patches. Not always able to resist, though, this Black Ferns team when they whacked away on their line, Good.
Yeah, the weight of possession, they've been scooting around. You know, when the Black Ferns were back to 15 and complement, just simple, getting around the corner, winning the race, and starting to dominate those physical encounters at the breakdown particularly. But, gee, there's some intensity in all of the contacts. The Black Ferns showing patience and skill here with Luke O'Connor crossing the line, but importantly, a very close first half.
Anything structural you're seeing defensively the Wallaroos should be talking about at half-time?
Well, I'll tell you what I am seeing is a lot more urgency and energy to get around the corner, to get up in front of the Black Ferns, and to make sure that they know there are gold jerseys across the field, looking to stop any chance of momentum.
Well, there it is, Roz. A tick of approval in terms of attitude defensively for the Wallaroos, all there for them in the second half.
Good on you guys. Fantastic atmosphere here at Adelaide Oval for what is a huge double-header. Now the Black Ferns, Alana, they're a constant threat. You can never underestimate them.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Just the way that they're attacking at the moment, they've got a lot of short balls and offloading in and around the ruck. And it's causing a few headaches for the Wallaroos. I think they've done a pretty good job at holding them up, but it's just drawing a little bit more attention in, which creates that space out wide. So we've already seen Ruby Tui have a couple of cracks at those kicks, but that'll continue happening. I just think those short balls and the nice little offloads are creating some nice opportunities, whether it is if someone's lapsing in around that ruck area or if they choose to hit wide off the back of it.
And because of that short interplay between those passes in and around the ruck, they're getting front foot ball, which is putting the Wallaroos under pressure, and subsequently they're infringing on the offside line or around the breakdown rather. So that's also piggybacking the Black Ferns back down in the right end of the territory for them as well. So when the Wallaroos are controlling possession, they're controlling territory, and they're being disciplined, they look really strong. But it's when they let the Black Ferns back into it through a bit of ill-discipline, that's when they put themselves under pressure.
So they have 40 more minutes to feel each other out, because the next time they face off will be in the opening match of the Rugby World Cup, which is just 6 weeks away, 42 days to be exact. Australia and New Zealand kicking things off on October 8. And this is really important for Australia's confidence in particular, because they have never beaten New Zealand.
Yeah, it's huge, isn't it? And a close scoreline at the moment, but even just getting some of their combinations working and really solidifying who's going to be wearing those jerseys for the World Cup. It's an important game, this one. First and foremost, they want to win this game, not only for confidence, but just to get one on the Black Ferns. But leading into the World Cup, it's crucial.
Yeah, look, that's not an easy ball by any means. I mean, we're talking about the Black Ferns here this afternoon, but the Six Nations, the teams from up north in the UK and Europe, they are really strong as well. So no easy games for the Wallaroos in the pool stages, at least for the World Cup. So they need to make sure they get these combinations right. They know who they're going to go into. They know how they want to play. and they turn up at World Cup time.
Do you think this is playing on the girls' minds today, knowing this is their last chance to impress selectors, to push for selection?
Well, I mean, everyone wants to play at a World Cup, and you know, we're talking about it now. It's an opportunity for them, the last opportunity to put your hand up. And sometimes, unfortunately, people don't take those opportunities. But look, it's there. Everyone's going really well at the moment, but there's still another 40 minutes of pretty important footy to play.
It is going to be massive. Every single match of the Rugby World Cup, the women's and the men's, is live right here on your home of rugby, Stan Sport. Australia, New Zealand, Scotland, Australia and Wales all coming your way in October. 9 viewers, don't go anywhere. The second half is just minutes away. Stan viewers, stay with us because Morgan and Justin are going to talk through some more highlights from that opening half. This is Australia, New Zealand, live on Stan Sport, your home of the Rugby World Cup.
Farah Palmer Cup, live on Sky Sport.
The Black Caps Tour of Australia starts September 6th, live on Sky Sport. The All Blacks return to home soil, here to defend their legacy.
Get ready. He can do it.
With strength in numbers. The Lipovitan D Rugby Championship. All Blacks, Pumas. First test tonight, live Sky Sport 1.
Lights out, W Series is underway. Oh, there's a hit! Jamie Chadwick's been hit! Oh, look at this! There's a change in the lead! And there's the move!
Head down and get up to the car in front.
Brilliant victory in the wet for Emma Kimmerleinen. Alice Powell gets through to give her the championship lead. Jamie Chadwick retains her crown in some style. This is W Series.
Protect your things and the life they bring you. AMI Insurance, on your side.
At the Harvey Norman Photo Centre, turn your memories into something you and your loved ones can enjoy. From our wide range of personalised gifts, make printing even easier and print from home. Simply download the app to get started at the Harvey Norman Photo Centre.
Here we go.
Hurry up, man.
Oh, look at this.
Go. Go on.
For excitement you can't contain, bet with TAB.
Could you afford a vet bill like this? What about these? With PD Pet Insurance, you can comprehensively insure your fur baby for less than $2 a day. Go to pd.co.nz, choose your plan, and buy online in under 3 minutes. To claim, simply go to a vet of your choice, get the treatment your pet needs, pay your vet, and send us the bill. We pay out all valid claims within 2 business days. PD Pet Insurance. Buy online and get your first month free.
To support learning through play, Mitre 10 built 3 new playgrounds for 3 deserving schools.
When we found out, we were just so overwhelmed.
It felt like we were winning lotto and I cried.
Are we happy? Yeah! The kids, the teachers and the local communities were stoked.
It's huge. It's enormous.
So we've chosen 4 new schools to do it all again. Congratulations to all our winners. Mitre 10 Project Playground.
Mothers.
Fathers.
Sisters.
Brothers.
Cousins.
People up north.
Down south.
On the map.
And off the grid.
Directors.
Tradies. Team players.
And doers.
Guardians. Legends.
whole communities.
The fearless.
The individual.
The contrary.
And the ones who have taste.
The lifelong hard grafters, up with the larks, into the night.
Those who have ideas and aren't afraid to share them.
The creators.
And the dreamers who live in another world.
And those who live for today.
Who see the funny side in everything.
Who laugh and laugh until the whole world joins in.
New Zealand drives a Ranger.
The Black Ferns leading the Wallaroos, but it's been a much improved performance from these women ahead of Rugby World Cup 2021 in New Zealand in 42 days' time. Avril Mitchell, they really put in a good performance in that first half compared to last week in Christchurch.
Oh, it's absolutely heartening to see. They've turned up this afternoon, and this crowd has turned up with them. The atmosphere here at Adelaide Stadium is incredible. What a privilege to watch a game like this.
Shannon Parry, a big 40 minutes ahead for this team. 40 minutes to prove they are good enough to make that World Cup squad. And the Black Ferns, they're fine-tuning ahead of hosting Rugby World Cup.
I'll say, Swaney, we might have the two best number 8s in the world on the field right now in McMenamin and Hamilton. What a treat.
Certainly is. The best players in World Rugby on Adelaide Oval this afternoon.
I got you, Tyler.
The Black Ferns.
I've got no comms here. Oh, I haven't got anybody. Have you guys got me?
Waiting for the whistle.
Yeah,
referee Amber McLaughlin. Got some technical difficulties.
Right. Yeah, got you now.
Great crowd filing in here to Adelaide Oval. Great crowd already here for the Wallaroos v Black Ferns. It'll be Hazel Tubic. That restart's a shallow restart and easily taken there by Aisha Leti-Inga. And that one hits the ground early. And here's Pilia Rasambale will play the knock on. So a scrappy start, but the shallow kickoff from the Black Ferns, Avril, was a good one.
Yeah, and Aisha Leti-Inga, she's been such an important part of this side for quite a while now, such a destructive runner, but showing she's got chops in the air and catching the ball as well. She's not super tall, but just great intention, great footy player.
2 tries last week. And 7 tries in 4 tests for Aisha Leti-Inga.
Not a bad strike rate at all.
Yeah, and find the try line. Wallaroos trailing by 3 points. Scrum has been an issue for them. And they win the penalty.
Bind and collapse. Number 1.
So Bridie O'Gorman with first blood in this second half at scrum time.
And Bridie, she's such a popular member of the team. She's an absolute toiler. She's an ex-Australian rower, so huge engine on her. And, yeah, just lovely person. Keeps working hard and gotten the result there.
Yeah, got the set piece working. She can get around in open play as well. We saw her score one of the tries of the year in Super W this year. It went viral, that one. Adiana Talakai. Quite hit the target. Roos read it beautifully in the air and turns it over. Here's Nanwu with the dummy and then gets the legs free and pumps them through the gap. And
Parks the ball, 13.
Fredericks thought she had rights to it. Penalty right in front here.
That's hard for the referee, Amber McLaughlin, there, because I think Fredericks was perfectly positioned over that ball. We'll have a look in the slow-mo here. I could be absolutely wrong.
Nanwu.
Oh, she's been
Powerful.
huge, Nanwu, for them. Huge.
Yeah, powerful. And they kick to the sideline. About 15 out from the Wallaroos line.
Yeah, Just seen Reynolds there wave away the halfbacks, Baylor, so looks like it's probably going to be a maul here for the Black Ferns. Reynolds out the back.
That's what they do. McMenamin. And coming through the middle was Laffey. Laffey's latched on. They've got the ball free, though, the Black Ferns. That's good work from Connor. How did she do that? Brilliant work. Tubic to Brunt. Brunt gets the ball away to Tubic. Here's Steinmetz. And on Tui gets laid out. Big shot on Ruby Tui from Pauline Piliae Rasambale. Ruse takes it high into contact. Parry's trying to get a crack at the ball on the ground. Baylor inside to Kaluni Vale. Baylor, a bit of friendly fire in traffic. Here's Brunt again. This time Chancellor over the ball, looking for the turnover, and she does win the turnover. Another one for M. Chancellor.
Huge game at number 6 for M. Chancellor.
And they kick it downfield.
Oh.
Take it very quickly. Steinmetz is back there. Shifts it across to Tubic, who lets it bounce for Tui. And Tui wrapped up by Mackenzie, and Mackenzie looking to keep her up off the ground. They set her up.
That ball come.
Ball's coming back, though, for Baylor. Kaluni Vale. Taken to deck by Parry and Robinson. Baylor. Letty Inga. Trying to get on the outside to Bremner. Bremner loses the handles on it. It'll be a scrum to the Wallaroos.
This is great stuff
Number
from the
3.
Wallaroos. Just keeps pushing them, forcing errors from some of their more experienced players. It's great early energy from the Wallaroos.
Trying to really get the tempo up in this one, the Wallaroos. Bremner, as she tried to get the ball free and get the offload away, lost it forward. So replacement for the Black Ferns front row. And what a moment for Santo Tomata, rather. What a moment for her. On debut for the Black Ferns. Huge moment in any player's career.
Crouch.
Santo Tomata
Bind.
gets her first taste of test experience.
Set. Ready.
And Betty Basania gets it out quickly to Rita at first receiver. On straight over the ball, brilliantly done. Was the Black Ferns turned it over, but Parry rips it right back. Robinson. Leonard.
Tackle there.
Need to lift the tempo, the Wallaroos. Looking for quick ball, and Fredericks with great footwork. Beats a couple of tackles. Beats the sliding players. Here's Piliae Rasambale. Close to this near touchline. Mackenzie with the torpedo bomb. This one's a tester. Steinmetz does well. Shifts the ball to Letty Inga, who was looking for support, and there was no one there. Wallaroos get up and shut her down. Pick and go. Nanwu to Tui. Tui into the backfield. One to beat. Oh, and drops the shoulder too. Big contact in the centre of the field. Connor holds her feet nicely. Now the counter ruck coming from the Wallaroos. Inside from Demant to Letty Inga. Baylor.
Back.
That one. Lost backwards. They shut down Brunt, who gets the offload away. And then tackle made. Tubic over to Connor. Really been a worker this afternoon, Luca Connor. Nanwu does well to pick that one up off the bootlaces and get the offload away to Tomata. Tomata, barreling run from Tomata, and McMenamin looking to hold her feet. 10 out. They have numbers to the left if they can get it there. O'Gorman looking to shut it down. Counter ruck coming, but it's still there for the Black Ferns. Letty Inga. Parry looking for the turnover. Tubic. Demant out wide to Tui. Tui stepping in field. She's close, Ruby Tui. Still there for the Black Ferns. Reaching out for the try, and it's been turned over. Right in the nick of time, and it's Emily Robinson who latched onto it.
That's an outstanding defensive effort from Emily Robinson, known affectionately as Horse in the team. She's one of the really strong characters of this Wallaroos outfit and hard on the line.
Nan Wu opened up there in the carry and looking to just place it over the line, and that was an important play. The ability to resist, the ability to hold on for the Wallaroos has been excellent this afternoon, and a great way to almost finish the first 10 minutes of the second half with that statement.
And just something that's a real difference is you're looking at a lot more of a team effort, a lot more heart this afternoon. Even when they made that break through the midfield, I think Ruby Tui streaking away. There's 4 or 5 Wallaroos trying to cover tackle. They're not just worried about themselves. They're cover tackling for their mates. That was not a straight line out. And it's great to see how courageous they're being this afternoon. It makes you proud to be Australian and to have these girls representing you.
Line out.
It'll be a scrum to the Black Ferns. Score is 10 points to 7.
Okay, number 1 and 9.
Well, you said they displayed
9.
courage. You're going to need it again here.
Number 9.
Scrum's been better, but there's more reinforcements coming, Swaney, for the Black Ferns. Crystal Murray on in 17.
Form up, that's the mark.
Hiana Marino Tohinu as well on the field. So 10 points to 7. The Black Ferns leading, nearly 10 gone in this second half. The Wallaroos holding on.
Bind. Set.
Have to do a lot of defending. The last set of phases, 11 phases for the Black Ferns. The Wallaroos defended. Here's Tui at first receiver from Marino Tohini. Marino Tohini to Murray, who's driven backwards in the tackle.
Step back.
Black Ferns really getting their latches on. Here's Nan Wu again to Tomata. Tomata, who's made some brilliant runs early, and there's the try! Sheer weight of possession in this second half, and it'll be Joanna Nan Wu who will get the 5-pointer.
She's been just immense for the Black Ferns today. In fact, both of the locks for the Black Ferns have just done outstanding work making carries, and the Wallaroos look to make a couple of replacements now, but Grace Hamilton making a try-saving tackle and then gets back up but just can't make that second one. They need to wrap around faster than that. You can't leave it up to 1 or 2 players to make all of your goal line tackles, and just too much pressure for too long. Outstanding, and a great reward for Joanna Nan Wu, who's just absolutely toiled this afternoon.
The elements of that try are really important. They show the fingerprints of both Wayne Smith, but also the way the Black Ferns have played, that ability to punch through the middle. It's been a targeted area against the Wallaroos the last couple of weeks, but also the short passing game of forwards in those forward screens. Just a wonderful attacking threat right across the park, these Black Ferns.
Yeah, absolutely, Morgs. They're just cutting them up with those little inside balls. It's not just about one person trying to make a single tackle. You've got to cover the inside-outside, and they've done a fantastic job with that, the Black Ferns.
So 17 unanswered points to the Black Ferns. They lead 17 points to 7.
Important period here for the Wallaroos. This is traditionally where it's got a little bit ugly at times. 17-7. They've tried so hard to hold on. They've conceded points. Important that they continue the resolute nature of their performance this afternoon.
Have put in periods of play this afternoon. Very stoic periods of play. Runs with a fantastic carry off the kickoff. Murray, little ball to Nanu, the try scorer, and Demant back to Murray. And now the Black Ferns with some wind in their sails. Long pass out to Tui. That one floated forward, though. Really switched up a gear, this Black Ferns team. It is 17-7.
They're really battling to secure down their edges. There's been a lot of play out towards the Black Ferns edge, so just covering those tackles and their ability to spread the ball has been reasonably contained so far. But yeah, I completely agree with Morgs that this is going to be the crucial period, whether it's a blowout or whether they can bounce back.
Big scrum here for the Wallaroos.
Bind. Set.
53 gone. Black Ferns 17-7. Big scrum from the Wallaroos, but it'll be a Black Ferns penalty.
Number 17 collapsing.
Yep. Robinson just losing her bind.
Just here. Just here.
Gee, it's an interesting one to find fault there. Both props really at the angle. Can't hold your bind when someone's pushing in at 45 degrees.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
And that's where Adiyama Talakai needs to come in and start chatting to the referee and letting her know what's going on in the front row there. You've got to start to force that picture to change if they're presenting a really ugly scrum.
That one wasn't straight, so they get a chance right away to atone at scrum time.
Come on, line that, Shannon. Not straight. What do we think? Scrum?
Talmada
on the 15.
on the tight head side for the Black Ferns. Been great around the park. One of those players we mentioned that has been really incisive when needed.
Markers outside 20.
Now see Ashley Masters coming on to replace Talakai in the middle of that front row. Interesting to see with referee Amber McLaughlin. It must be said, has done a fine job this afternoon.
Keep our height up.
She's in the right spot there to make sure both sides of course are at least pushing straight. If you want a penalty, you better be going straight through the middle.
Bind.
Spider Cam giving us a great view.
Set.
That's a big shove. Badabasanga gets in there. Oh, the whistle goes though.
Cold angle.
As the ball came out. They're really racking up the scrum penalties, aren't they? 8-1.
And we saw there exactly what we asked
Angle
for. Much
17.
squarer, yeah, much squarer from Taumata. And the hips, just hips being lost there. You see hips on the loose head, so just hips lost and separated away from locking partners there in behind.
And not only that, but Bridie O'Gorman really getting muscled outside in. So she needs more work from Shannon on the parry on that number 7 side to hold her straight, give her the support. You've got to put your shoulder into it.
You want to see her fight back against it with her right shoulder herself as well?
Yeah, I want to see her right leg 1.5 meters into the channel there.
Black Ferns with an attacking line out. Set up there, and Connor will be in control at the back of this maul. They get some go forward. It's separated.
Use it!
Oh, Amber McLaughlin was about to blow the whistle, and yet it's been turned over. Truck and trailer.
Accidental. No, it's accidental. It's going to be your scrum, though.
It's just a separation of shoulders at the back of the maul.
As the Wallabies arrive for this doubleheader, South Africa and Australia in action on Adelaide Oval very shortly. And it's a big day for these men.
And then you can tell, I'm trying to get it to you, but you keep going. Okay?
It's coming
I
up
need you to stay straight.
live and exclusive on the 9 Network and Stan Sport. But still 23 to go in this one. A big game for these two teams. Their last hit out before the Rugby World Cup.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
And again, the shove coming from the the Blackferns. Hamilton breaks away, though, and does well to take play up towards the 22. Grace Hamilton, and quick ball for Betty Basanga.
14
Spoiled, though. It was Ruby Tui playing it on the ground. So piggybacked upfield. That's exactly what the Wallaroos wanted.
Once again, Swaney, you see that back row combination of Hamilton and Chancellor securing the ball there. I'd love to see Piper Duck come on and really complete that Waratahs trio because it is so successful.
Great carry from Hamilton. She's almost into double figures for carries as well today to make a mountain of defensive work. They go to the front to Robinson. Little play there from Masters and Robinson. Pomares on the field for the Wallaroos as well. Looking for the support. Parry does well to clean that one out. Here's O'Gorman to Pomare. And Fredericks just caught behind the advantage line and hands in the ruck. So another penalty to the Black Ferns.
Unlucky for Gorman there. We all do it. If you're on the field and the ball's underneath you, maybe you do tap it backwards, but the referee can't see it, is the point. And it was just, unfortunately, too obvious there for O'Gorman. She needed to walk over the ball and use her feet to bring it back, or just simply move the ruck forward. They're really letting the Black Ferns off the pressure. They're really creating pressure for themselves because every time they start moving out of their 22, they'll give away a silly penalty in possession to walk the Black Ferns back in here. You can't do that against a team as good as the Black Ferns.
And it was a lovely touch finder there as well as Chelsea Bremner comes onto the field. The try scorer, Joanna Nanwu, leaves the field, and Natalie Delamere as well. We've seen Natalie Delamere play in the Super W in Australia, and she's earned her way into a Black Ferns jersey.
An interesting tactic here is Ash Masters is in the backline defence.
So here it is for the Black Ferns, too big. Jo Mata stopped in her tracks. Is Demant, Steinmetz twisting into the 5-metre channel here. Reynolds. McKenzie making a good dominant tackle. Still there for Tomata.
At 7!
Penalty advantage. Parry couldn't get out of the halfbacks channel. Quick ball here for the Black Ferns. Numbers, if they can get it there, but Brunt fumbles it. Will come back for the penalty.
7, not rolling.
Lucky for the Black Ferns there. Shannon Parry getting stuck in the ruck again. I'm really surprised Amber hasn't gone to her pocket for that one because that was just her warning before. So lucky for the Wallaroos there and lucky for the Black Ferns to get to retain possession.
Scrum call.
Going back down to another scrum, and why not when you've won 9 scrum penalties this afternoon?
I mean, it makes sense.
It really does.
Both Bremner sisters on at the moment as well. For the Black Ferns.
Yeah, a lot of replacements on the field. Just the one replacement still sitting on the bench for the Black Ferns in Renee Holmes.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Big scrum here.
Hold 9.
McMenamin picks it up at the back and throws the dummy and has a crack. Pomade has to make the tackle and does well. Here it is for Roos.
Ball's there.
They're close, the Black Ferns. Reynolds brought down a metre out. McMenamin over the top, trying to power her way over the line. Wallaroos trying to hold on. And now it breaks away for the Black Ferns. Letty Inga gets the ball away off the deck. Brunt has to run backwards. The Wallaroos doing well to hold them out at this stage. Bremner. Inside ball to Letty Inga. Delamere shifts it off to Reynolds. And she's in.
Oh, Swaney, that's not what you like to see. A lot of defence coming in on that blind side. What's disappointing to see is the lack of urgency, and I think the Wallaroos have got to bring Piper Duck on at 7. Shannon Parry just making tackles and ends up on the ground here, which is why they don't have anybody to cover. You've got 3 Wallaroos lying on the ground. They need to get up. It's this international test level against New Zealand in a winnable game, and you're lying on the ground. They have to get up.
And it was Reynolds who powered her way over the line in the end. Fredericks doing her best to push back.
And, yeah, Reynolds is just outstanding. She's been outstanding at club level and been a part of this squad for quite a while. I'm glad to see her getting a real run at 7.
This Black Ferns machine rolls on. Morgan Turanui.
Yeah, they do. They've been efficient in that 22. You talk about work rate from the Wallaroos. It's fatigue. It is. It's just got to go to your bench. It's not about performance. It's fatigue. The amount of tackles they've made in this match has been Herculean, especially on their own line. And to be fair, that New Zealand have had to do the work too, but it's where it's been. The attrition rate in tackles has been huge. More than 3 times as many tackles by the Wallaroos.
So Demant misses. It's 22-7.
Yeah, it was a nice strike from Demant there. And you look at this level, and this is where your kicking might start to make a real significant difference when you are playing in the World Cup. So great for these kickers to get this opportunity to practice under fatigue in a game setting. Looks like Piper Duck is warming up, and Lane Morgan.
Kenzie gets us back underway. 22-7. Wallaroos have been brave this afternoon, but the Black Ferns now really starting to turn the screws as Reynolds, the try scorer, takes it through carry, and it's into downfield. McKenzie loses it backwards. Shifts it to Lia'e Rasambale, who's been out this afternoon. McKenzie with nice hands to Chancellor. Nice draw and pass to Pomare. And Pomare using every inch of Adelaide Oval. There's Robinson winding up for a big carry in the midfield. They come back short side. Lia'e Rasambale getting into first receiver, getting involved. Masters. She's dangerous.
High contact.
Whistle goes, and it was a late whistle.
On the neck in the clean out.
But high
22.
contact in the clean out. So Trilene Pomare not happy.
Yeah, frustrating for Trilene there. She's come a long way with her footy in the best possible sense. She's always been an excellent player, but in the last 12 months, she's become outstanding and a real asset to this Wallaroos midfield. It's disappointing for her that, yeah, just that final clean out didn't come off.
Here's Lia'e Rasambale taking the ball to ground, and then
7-9.
oh, not much in that.
Really? I'll show you 50 from the match that were worse than that.
Shan Parry coming from the field. Ili Badibasanga as well. Lane Morgan and Piper Duck onto the field. Here it is for the Black Ferns. McMenamin running it straight at Arabella McKenzie. Marino Tohini. Roos. Chancellor gets in there and wins the turnover. That's another one. Chalk it up for M. Chancellor. Got her on player camp today. And that will be interesting viewing. And the Wallaroos win the penalty as well as the sun comes out here in Adelaide.
This here.
some really strong elements to the Wallaroos game. Look, they've territory and possession, they've been absolutely dominated. 70%, over 70% possession territory for the Black Ferns. So the work rate's been outstanding. Piper Duck watch, she makes that tackle for you, Avril. You're very happy to see that. And Chancellor with that combination over the ball. But when you have a glut of possession and territory, there's only so much you can do in holding on. And there's a lesson there around set piece and how the Wallaroos with their kicking game and other tactics can try and make sure they play the game down the right end of the field.
Masters overthrows it to Duck and Chancellor can't reel it in, so it'll be a scrum to the Black Ferns.
Black scrum, over here.
The sun got in her eyes.
Just popped out through the clouds here in Adelaide.
First time this afternoon.
Yeah, Laurie Kramer coming on for the Wallaroos. I think at fullback here.
Yeah, Pauline Rasambale coming from the field also.
And they're going to need to get Laurie Kramer involved. She is one of those players that just makes things happen. And their fullback generally is quite quiet in this backline arrangement, so hopefully some early carries.
12 to play.
No, struggle to get a bind here.
Spirited
Let's reset.
performance from the Wallaroos, but the Black Ferns clinical at times.
Let's go again.
When they have to be. (22-7) in this festival of rugby at Adelaide Oval. Great to be here. One of the great stadiums in the world.
Crouch. Bind. Set. Ready.
That one flings out the back for the Black Ferns. McMenamin has to go back and tidy up, and spot tackle from Lane Morgan and the turnover.
High contact. You've gone around the net.
Brilliant work. Another one for M. Chancellor. She is in everything at the moment.
I think that's 5 for today for M. Chancellor. She's really putting her hand up for that 7 jersey. She's a great player. She's a great competitor, and I know she's been working pretty hard on her turnovers, so it's great to see her get a result here today.
It's great to watch player cam today with M. Chancellor.
Well, who's getting the credit for picking her? That was the master stroke. Was that you, Swaney? You'll take credit for it. But
look, I'll put the hand up.
There'll be a lesson in jackling for the ball on player cam on Stan Sport this afternoon. Emily Chancellor.
That one falls for Leonard. It's been lost forward again, though. The line-out's really struggled the last 15 or so minutes.
Geez, 15 is charitable, Swaney. 10 games is how long the line-out has struggled. Adiana's got a much more accurate, powerful throw. But quite honestly, you've got players who are doing all the work, getting a turnover, and then the set piece has been so disrupted because the same forward pack hasn't taken the field this entire series of this year.
Fine.
It's hard to build combinations when you don't know who you're playing next to.
Yeah, it's a World Cup year, so lots of experimenting with combinations going as McMenamin breaks it off the back. His Brunt. Chubik out to Bremner. And Bremner again. Chelsea Bremner. Marino Tohina to Demant. Tui. Inside ball, flick pass to Chubik. And running onto it is Murray. Murray flicks it back for Demant. And into the backfield is Marino Tohinu. This is brilliant from the Black Ferns. What continuity, the offload game working superbly. Chubik, long ball out to Bremner. Bremner to Letty Inga, who just drops it with the line wide open. It'll be a scrum to the Wallaroos. They survive.
Scrum, gold ball.
Oh, relief for the Wallaroos there. And again, the Black Ferns, they're finding room on these edges. They've done it for the last couple of games. It's just that ball not going to hand.
Prop down. Scrum over there, girls.
Looks like one of the Wallaroos front rowers, that's Emily Robinson, is down here.
(22-7).
Very good.
Interesting point you make, Avril, about the chopping and changing in a World Cup year, the balance between combinations and finding out who your best team is. You look at Wayne Smith, the Black Ferns side, they've used over 40 players. I think they're up to about 15 debutants this year, and they've been able to continue to perform right through that. Is there a certain issue that as we look at the great vista of the Adelaide Oval, is there some certain issues that the Wallaroos have in chopping and changing?
Yeah, they have no real starting side, and it means that players that come in to make their debut, to have a contribution, are really not set up for success. You look at Sioka Besipalu here. She did really, really well today, but you're in a back line that got beaten by 40 points last week, and you're not only that, but you're debuting with another winger on the field, and Bien's been fantastic as well today, but you're not setting your players up for success. You want to surround them with experience, surround them with composure, so that they can have the best result possible.
On the flip side of that, you must be impressed with the effort shown this afternoon. I just think the ability to hold on and get back on their feet and make tackles has been brilliant. There's some, the bare minimum there is brilliant.
Oh, it's chalk and cheese. I feel really proud sitting here, and I didn't last week, but I feel really proud to be represented by the girls out there. Little things. I look at cover tackles. You're not going to get in trouble for missing someone else's tackle. But the idea that you want to go and cover tackle because you care so much about the result, that's what I like to see, and that makes me feel real pride in this team.
So Morgan jumps out from the back of the scrum. Here's Pomare. Quick ball. McKenzie shifting it to Kramer. And Tarita, who's been brilliant on debut today. McKenzie shapes a kick and then was under some pressure, bumped off the tackle and gets away. Morgan. Leonard spotted half a gap. And Morgan just jumping out, lifting the tempo of this game. Here's Fredericks, long pass out to Duck. Duck inside ball, back to Fredericks, and it's lost forward. Here's a chance for the Black Ferns to counter. They put it through the hands. Bremner. Chancellor over the top, looking for yet another turnover. She's been hunting all day for those turnovers. Here's the Black Ferns, though. McMenamin. Leaney makes the tackle. Chancellor in there again. Looking for the counter-ruck this time. Needed a follow-up there from the Wallaroos. Dived on by O'Gorman. It came off a gold hand, so we'll have a scrum to the Black Ferns.
Came off gold hand in the tackle. Scrum, black ball.
Great urgency to dive on that ball there on the ground. Obviously, an unintentional hand in the tackle there, but the Wallaroos need to turn these games into grinds, just like this. And they're moving the ball really, really well. The draw and pass, Piper Duck playing that fast forward out on the edge, working really well here. Just not an ideal finish on that last one, but they've got good possession. They've got good ball. It's the maintaining it as you chip away at this line. You need to have that support to retain those gains you make in those, big runs from those important players.
Big scrum from the Wallaroos, but it goes the way of the Black Ferns.
Angle, number 17. Angle.
There's M. Robinson again. The culprit. Not pushing straight. Demont. Into touch.
think Emily Robinson might have been a bit hard done by here.
Time off.
Did look a little angled in, but Black Ferns were stood up, going backwards. Wallaroos dominant scrum.
So Robinson has had plenty of minutes today. Just 3 to play, and this is a much better performance from the Wallaroos after being beaten 52-5 last week.
Oh, Swaney, this is so much better than last week. Last week was a bit of a nightmare, so the Queen of Adelaide returns to the field.
She's
been branded as such this week. Look at her face. She's loving every moment of it. Home soil.
You can hear, I'm sure that's family and friends in the crowd here cheering loud for Eva Kapani, who gets the last few minutes on the field. And that one goes to the front. Nice little change up from the Black Ferns. Marino Tohini carrying it up. Oh, Kapani rushes out to make the tackle on Roos. It is for Reynolds, Tubic, Demont. And Murray gets the offload away to Roos. A dangerous offload game, this Black Ferns team. But Mackenzie plucks it out of the air and takes it up to halfway, looking for one of the speedsters. Morgan's there. Pomade gets up and goes again. And goes again, Trillian Pomade. Smart play.
It's got to go wide here. It's got to go wide.
Mackenzie to Kapani. They are looking wide. Kramer, they've got numbers. Draw and pass. It's a bounce pass to Tarita. Tarita, clutch tackle out wide. Brings BN Tarita down, and Morgan taken high. It'll be a penalty advantage.
You got advantage.
Good continuity here from the Wallaroos. Leonard to O'Gorman. Needs support. Kramer into scrum half. Picks and goes. Drop behind for Pomade. Whistle goes.
Yeah, and here you see just the advantage of having Laurie Kramer in the team as she inserts herself. She's a great distributor.
Number 4, high tackle.
Outstanding fullback and happy to jump in wherever. I've seen her defend pick and goes. I know, it's outrageous, Swain. He's shaking his head at me, and it's outrageous. Bella McKenzie with a beautiful intercept, and you'd think with calves that size she'd make the rest of the field, but, you know, it's a work on, I suppose.
Oh, good passage of play from the Wallaroos. This is the intercept right here, just stuck the left mid out, and it's stuck in there. And then Morgan, the high tackle on her. There was no dip from Roos.
Yeah, second rower on scrum half. It's a fair way down.
And Masters has been dropped back on a little variation play at line-out time. Hamilton in there looking to rip it back. And she does so. Grace Hamilton. Shifts it to Pomade. Here's Mackenzie. Tarita joins the line. It beats into the backfield. Bien Tarita gets 2.
Oh, what a debut from Bien there. Absolutely outstanding.
A double on debut for Bien Tarita, and the Wallaroos will finish this one on a high.
What a talent. Tarita comes in, got that combination with Arabella McKenzie from the Randwick Magicians, and it's, outstanding try from Bien there, and she'll be happy with that.
Here's another look at it. Mackenzie to Tarita, who just put the left foot step on.
Oh, and the 2 outside players, that's Kramer and Wong, keeping those winger and that outside centre in their place. That's the final whistle there, so this will be the last play of the game, but the Wallaroos finish on a high.
They did it last week in Christchurch. They scored the last play of the game. They've done it again here in Adelaide. And this is a nice little launch pad to Rugby World Cup in New Zealand in 42 days' time. Mackenzie to add the extras. and does so. It'll be the Black Ferns, the winners on the day. But what a finish for the Wallaroos as we send them off to Rugby World Cup 2021. Full time, New Zealand 22, Australia 14.
What a privilege to get to see this game here for the Wallaroos. It's an outstanding game, some real individual performances and a team performance today. Incredibly proud to be an Australian.
All right, with plenty more reaction, here's Ros Kelly.
Thank you very much, Andrew Swain. Do not go anywhere. We still have so much more rugby to come right here on 9 and Stan. But New Zealand, they keep their flawless record against the Wallaroos intact, making it 22 straight wins. And the player with the loudest cheer here at Adelaide Oval today, your Cadbury Player of the Match, Joanna Ngan-Woo. She's with Alana Ferguson.
Thank you, Roz. Yeah, and a really impressive game from you, Joanna. What a week can do in the world of rugby union, though. What did you make of that game?
Yeah, it was awesome. We knew Australia was going to come out firing, and that's what they did in the first half, so we knew we had to earn the right in the first half. It was hard work, but I'm happy to come out with the win today.
Yeah, you were on there for a lot of that hard work. The first 40 was a grind, but particularly in the middle. How did you find it out there?
Yeah, I love the physicality. That's why I play rugby, so just had some fun.
Your side came out with plenty of fire in your bellies after half-time. I'd love to know what was said in the change room.
In the changing room, we had a focus on to fight to stay up in the contact and keep the ball alive, which is what we put out there in the second half, so super happy with that.
All right, well, you still got the big win, so enjoy it, and great game by you.
Thank you so much.
Justin Harrison, you've got one of the characters of our game, I believe.
Yeah, I've got Ruby Tui here. Had to work a bit harder for that one this week.
Absolutely. I want to give props to the Wallaroos for growing rugby over the ditch. I know it's not easy for women over here, so far out, look what they did in 1 week. Goes to show, do a bit of study, you know. They really gave it to us. Your name's Justin, eh?
My name is Justin.
Steal Justin Marshall's name.
Yeah, I steal a lot more than his name. I stole a Bledisloe off him a couple of times as well, let me tell you. Adelaide doubleheader. How good is it to be a part of this?
Oh, it's so amazing, and I just want to shout out to everybody who's jumped on the women's rugby this year. Look around, bro. I can tell you 10 years ago this was not a thing, so it's actually so inspiring that the people out there are putting their hand up and saying we want to support the other half of the demographic as well. So it's absolutely amazing. Thank you to Australian Rugby Union, World Rugby putting this on, and we're only about to blow up even more, so it's pretty exciting, brother.
Absolutely, Rube. There's lots of girls here putting braids in their hair like you, armbands and all sorts of things trying to emulate you. Australia and New Zealand, that rivalry, so much familiarity there when you're welcoming the Wallaroos, congratulating them for a great game. How do you feel after that performance?
Oh, the rivalry between Aussie and New Zealand sounds like you know it all too well. I've had a bloody couple Olympic finals, it's more than words. It goes really, really deep, and I think it's something we should be proud of. And I think, each year we can just make it better and better, but I thought it was going to be a bit hotter over here, to be honest. I'm a bit gutted.
You bring the sun cream. I'll tell you what, your haka still scares me. Let me give you the tip. Now, World Cup, it's just around the corner. How are you feeling about that?
Oh, geez. Like I said, I'm just really grateful for everybody that's jumped on board. Like, shout out to Smithy and that, Wayne Smith, he's put his hand up and gone, I actually give a damn about women's rugby, and we've had so many bloody Wallabies, All Blacks, Sia Khaleesi messages, just people jumping on board and backing us. Means heaps, eh? He's making us amazing players and better people. I've never experienced anything like it, brother. It's pretty cool.
So you're backing yourself to hold that World Cup up in the air come finals time?
You know how it goes, mate. All the cliches, day by day, game of two halves here, definitely.
Well, thanks very much, Rube. It's been fantastic watching today. Congratulations.
Appreciate it, mate.
Excellent.
Cheers.
Back to you.
Thank you, Justin. Ruby Tui, one of the great characters of world rugby. 42 days until these ladies face off again. Let's hear what the captains have to think of that match. They're with Morgan Turanui.
Congratulations on the victory this afternoon. Slightly different context to last week's match. What do you take out of that?
Yeah, I guess all week we knew that the Aussies were going to scrap last week's performance. Playing at home, playing in front of their families, we knew that they were going to bring a different energy, and that's exactly what they brought. They brought the physicality, and we were chasing there right at the start of the game, and it took us a long time to try and get into the groove, and when we did, they did really well to try and stop our momentum. So, Aussies.
We try anyway, that's for sure. Dominated possession and territory. You in the number 10 jersey off the back of a dominant scrum as well. Were you able to control the game, you felt, off the back of that?
Yeah, at times. At times it was a bit difficult. Aussie did really well to take our time away at ruck time and slow our lightning quick ball down, so it was difficult for us to try and stay on top once we got that top quality ball.
Congratulations on the victory. Thanks for sharing some time with us. Good luck with the World Cup on home soil coming up.
Thank you so much.
We're going to get Shannon Parry in straight away. Shannon, thanks for coming straight into us. Much improved performance on last week, while not the result you're after. What do you take out of this afternoon?
Yeah, definitely an improved performance, but I think, discipline sort of let us down there and our ability to hold on to possession and attack. So, they're two things we'll work on leading into the World Cup, and, massive thanks to Adelaide for hosting us and the Black Ferns for making their way over here. It's been a great spectacle for women's rugby here at Adelaide Oval.
Just talk to New Zealand about them dominating territory and possession. Your resistance, your ability to resist on your own line, is that something you can take forward into this World Cup preparation?
Yeah, definitely. Tournaments are won off the back of defence as well as the attack. So, we pride ourselves in our defence, and last week we were a bit off the pace, but this week we corrected that, but still leaked a couple too many points.
You've got a great debutant on the wing, couple of tries. It's good to drop some of that speed and talent in late into a World Cup preparation.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a stepping stone towards that World Cup preparation and giving players opportunities to push their barrow forward. And Bien Tarita outstanding on debut today and really owned that left side of the field.
I know you'll analyse it specifically, but immediate thoughts on what's the one big thing you probably need to work on? You've got to play New Zealand once again on October 8th, first match of the World Cup.
Yeah, we obviously play them first round of the World Cup. I think a big thing for us is our ability to grind them down with our attack. And then just our silly penalties, piggybacking them down the field. Two things to work on for us moving forward.
Shan, thanks so much for spending time with us. Good luck with the World Cup prep.
No worries, thanks.
The O'Reilly Cup, Black Ferns, Wallaroos, is brought to you by 40V and Hybrid Range. Built for today, ready for tomorrow.